Hello everybody and welcome to Forex Master Strategy Trade Room. My name's John and I love to scalp. I like to scalp all day long. I love to make money with scalping. To me it's very easy, it's relaxing. I don't find it stressful. Some people do. We're all different. But I've been learning to trend trade too and to do swing trades, so there's always that. But right now I'm here to talk about scalping. I love to scalp the 20 moving average. That's why we have the color 20 moving average on here. Because when I get a break of that 20, the next candle's a close, I'm selling this pair and I'm going all the way down. Where do I exit? There's two ways of doing it. You can exit when you get the full break above the 20, or the other way would be using a trend line, hitting it right there and then breaking that green candle right here. You would get out. Either one works, either one you made money. And that's all that matters. And there's no problem either way you do it. Sometimes you don't have time to get a trend line out. Now, if you see here, we also have a candle formation, which is an engulfing candle. We broke. It's sold down. There's no way to sell to get this because I don't take a trade until it closes. And the next candle is a red candle, and it's not. But we did go sideways. So what I would be doing, just so you know, so I would put a trend line right here, and as soon as it broke it, or even started to break it, a red candle, I'd be selling that. I would have sold it down to here, it pulled back up. As soon as I saw that green candle, especially when I saw the black dot, I would exit this trade and take my money. Now when I use the MACD, you can actually use this as a scalping indicator because, not that you just take a trade, but it tells you to look up. Now if you look up, you see an engulfing candle. You could sell this right as soon as this red candle passes the green. You could be selling this at this point. It's a different style of trading, but this would have got you all the way down to here. You would have got the green candle. You would have saw trigger lines come out. That would be telling you you're going down, but the green candle would tell me to panic. And then I saw the next green candle, I would have exited with profit. And then what happens is we go all the way back up, and that's where we get the engulfing candle. And it's shot down. So at this time, I would have another trade going down. So it's pretty awesome. Now let's look at this candle here. This candle came over here. It broke the 20. It did break a trend line too. Sounds like my internet's going crazy there. And it broke the trend line. You think, well, maybe you should grab that. I never grab a fast moving candle. Because especially if you got slippage, you get it up here and that thing pulls all the way back, you just lost a lot of money. So I wait for it to either come halfway back down or close in the next candle. But once it closed, we're so high, there is no trade. It never gave me a trade. So I would not trade this. It's not possible. Now, if this would have came halfway back down and then went again and I could have got in, and I usually do that once it goes all the way up, I'll come in here and I'll put a trend line right here, and you'll see me do it all the time in the class. I'll go, okay, if this pulls back down to there, I'm in. Never came back down most likely. And it could have. We don't know. This thing could have bounced around. But there was no trade here. So, but the black dot told us to look up. We saw the engulfing candle. That was a great trade. Another trade that I maybe would have done, and probably would have done that, would have been a trend line trade. I would have come into here, saw these things going sideways, would have thought, okay, if it breaks that, we'll come back down because everything likes to go back to the 20. It's possible, and it did. That would have been a great sell. Plus, we had the black dot, which the trend line would have helped. But sometimes we get things called flag patterns, and this could have been the pole. That could have been the flag, and we could have been going up. So you got to have that in the back of your mind too. You need to always know what you're doing. You know, if this, then what? So, and it's important to know both sides of the coin. So now, if let's say I would have sold this, where would I exit? For me, it's very simple. If we break above these wicks, I'm out. I close above, I'm done. I'm out of that trade. I close it. I believe in the line in the sand, and we'll go over that later. That's more for exiting. But right now, we're talking about just scalping. There's those particular scalps, but my favorite is the cross the 20. So like right here, we closed. Next candle would be selling. Let's just go farther back. Let's find another one. Here's one. It popped up right here. Closed. Green candle. I would have bought that. It went down against me. Would I have panicked? Sure. But the RSI never went below. MACD never went red. And it did pop down a little bit, but then it held. It came right back down. So it's something, what I do is as long as it closes, if it goes down after that, then I get out of the trade. And at that time, we're probably going to go underneath the RSI, start turning down red. But we did not, we had to close below, but did not leave the bottom of this candle. It went right back up. So therefore I hold it. Just like this one here, we had a pin bar come all the way back down. This part of the wick came down, pulled back up. It did it again, pulled back up. Therefore we're okay. Where did it not do it? It came down here, closed, next candle I would have to get out. So now if you did it like this, you would have gave some of it back, but it was a great trade from here, from this point right there, all the way here. It looked really good. So if we get in from here, and let's say we didn't exit till right there, it's still 45 pips. I wouldn't laugh at that. That looks awesome. Now the other thing you could have done is you could have said, okay, if we break this trend line, well, got to get a trend line first. Crosshair is not a trend line. Try to tell me that stuff all the time. But you could have gone across the bottom. Really would have been about the same thing. Because by the time you would have got out just a little bit sooner, because it would have broke that right about here, and it's underneath. And it looks like we closed below underneath here, so I might have got out there anyway. That is possible. And that also, the trend line will help you get out of that. So there's a lot of things you can do. It's pretty awesome. But like right here, we broke above, next candle, buy, boom, right there. It went sideways for quite a while. And you think, well, is this going to go up or down? What should I do? You can always put a trend line, which I always do. Okay, if we break that trend line down, it's a little bit high. Let me bring that down. Having trend line problems. There we go. So if we break the trend line, I'll get out. And it broke it there, so I would have got out. But also, if I didn't get out there, it did break the moving average and it closed, I would have got out there. But either way, I would have made money. So it works out really good. Now, one thing I do when I am scalping is I like to have a tight trailing stop. So, and I have a tight hard stop too. So you got to decide what that is, but I like it to be real close. And then as soon as I get in that trade, because usually I'm trading with a larger size, one lot, and I want it to trail. So as soon as we go up, it pulled back, it got me out. So it helps me get out. So that does help a lot. Now there's other ways of doing this. When you get a break of the 50, you can look up and you can see that's a great trade right there. So you could be trading that. You got the trigger lines pop out at the same time right here. You look up, that could be a great scalping trade too. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. So it's pretty awesome. These are just in and out movements. That's all we're looking for. There's another way of scalping, which I really like to do a lot. I don't do it a lot, but I wish I would do it more. I've done it in the room a couple times, but I trade the patterns, the candle formations. So right here, we have an engulfing candle. So at this point, once we break below, I want to sell that candle right there. So if you would have sold there, it would have came all the way back down. Green candle up and out, done. Now, if you would have held it, it would have been fine because it would have went up and bounced off of here. But to me, that's another trade. I'm getting a little bit that I can, and that was pretty good. I would have taken that one lot, be at least 50 bucks, maybe $100. I'd be out. Even if this was 50 and that was 50, that was 100 bucks. So it's really good. And this is a day chart. This is a day candle. It might have been a lot more. I'm sure this would have been more. So, and a lot of times I just go one candle on these. It's hard to say because like right here you have an evening star. So at the end of that candle, I would have sold that one. I would have got these two candles in a sell. Then I would have saw the 20. We actually went down further. We bounced back up, so I probably would have exited right there. But on day candle, that's pretty good. And then right here, we have an engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing candle. That would have been a great buy. You got 4 candles out of that. Another one right here, likes to do them a lot. So if you just did those alone, you did good. You got another one right here. Now you would have had the red candle, you would have panicked a little bit. So that one would have been a tough one. But it's pretty good what we got here. So you got basically an evening star on this one here. So as soon as it broke that right there, I would have sold this one down. But it wasn't as clear of a pattern, so maybe you wouldn't have. It's hard to say. You can't say it all because this is hindsight. It's what you're looking for when you're doing it. This one here is an evening star. I would have sold that one down. So, and these are day candles. You can do the same thing on a week. I mean, if you got the time and you can watch it, like right here, you had a morning star, and you would have bought this one here. That thing went up. You would have got out there, come back here. You saw an engulfing candle and went up. Pretty good. So there's a lot of ways you can do that. So, and also if you don't have a lot of time, you can still, you can trade other stuff. Now this is sometimes when I'm doing the day ones, I only go one candle. So, like right here, this one here was an engulfing candle. I would have just sold the red one, and that was it. Once the candle closed, close the trade. Because that's scalping. You start going beyond that. a scalp can turn to a swing trade, and we can go over that later on. So, but those are all the different scalping ways I like to scalp. Scalping's awesome. Scalping makes money. Scalping is there for you when you need it because it doesn't take a lot of time to scalp. We all have an hour to go scalp. And if you can make 50 to 100 to 200 to 500, sometimes I make $500 scalping. So I mean, you can't shy your nose at it sometimes. So not everybody likes it. It's not for everybody. It can be stressful, but I like it. Give it a try. You might like it. And if you have any questions in the chat, just look me up, put something in there, or in the trade room, anywhere you want to. Get back to me. I'm here to help you. We're a big team here. We're a family. We're here to make money. All right, everybody. Have a great day or evening, depends where you live, and let's make some money in the markets. Bye-bye.